Phyllis from the Doll Corner, and welcome back to my channel. And today I wanted to show you what I've been working on. But before I start, I want to ask you to subscribe to my channel, touch the bell to be notified, and check out my Etsy shop for my basic doll patterns. Or if you would like a book like this, it's an ebook, so you can just print it off. But if you want one made up like this, I can make it up and send it to you. There'll be extra for the shipping and handling. So it's just easy to get it all done up on your own printer. Now, what I'm working on is quilt blocks. I don't know whether you can see them here or not, but that's what I have enough for a quilt there. And they're all made out of scraps. So when I make my scraps up, I cut them, some of them, if they're big enough for a 2.5 inch square, I make 2.5 inch squares. If they're bigger, I'll make a 5 inch block, or these are just 4.5 inches. But usually I make them 5 inches, and then if I have to trim them down a little bit, then I can trim them down. So what I'm doing is I'm just random colors, and I get my blocks and I sew them together, just like this. And I have one here. I've that sewn together. And then I sew another piece. This is a 4.5 inch piece, and I sew it on here, and it's like this. And that's basically my block. Now you could make these any size. You could make these 5 inch squares here, and this would be a 9.5 inch strip, or just whatever. And then I put them together. I might mix those up better. And I sew 4 together. Like this. Now you can put these together in any way you want. I sort of made them go like this. I put 2 colors the same, and then it didn't matter what I had. But depends on the scraps you have. Then I cut an 8 inch block out what I want for the backing, and then an 8 inch square of batting, and then I make my sandwich like that, and then I quilt it. And this one I quilted just on the diagonal. And I have enough for my quilt right here. And then how I put them together is I take a piece of fabric, an inch, 2.25 inches, or you could go 2.5 if you wanted. And then I bring them together like that and just press them. And when I have them pressed like this, and I put 2 together, just like this, and put a pin. Now I could baste them. I did baste some of them, but I think pins work just as well, and it saves a lot of work. And then I take this one I basted, and I open it up like this, pin it, and sew it down here. And then I'm going to, I basted this one, and then I take my basting thread out, and when this is sewn down, then I just take my next and slide it in to meet the rest of the where they join. I bring them together like that. And sew it down. And by doing it like that, you see I stitched these ones down, and you've got your edge. You're sewing right along the edge and you're not missing it. And I think it's working really well. I think if I was going to do it again, I would make my blocks larger, and I wouldn't have as much sashing to make. But I think this one will look kind of nice, and it feels nice when it's together. And along the top, I will put, let's see, do I have a piece here? Yeah. I will do the same along here, all in one piece. Like this. And then I'll add my border, because I want to put a border on this, so I'll put my border out there. And when I make my border, I will quilt my border, just like I did these before I quilt them before I put it on. I have tried other ways of doing my Quilt As You Go methods, but I think this is the best one I've found. I've tried folding the, well, just different ways of doing it. I've done it three or four different ways, and I found that this was the best way so far. I haven't been on for a while. I've been having a little trouble with my machines. My serger quit on me, and I don't know whether it's the foot feed or whether it's the whole machine, maybe because it's several years old. Like, I'm thinking about 26, 27 years old, and it has worked hard over the last. So I haven't taken it in because I don't know whether it would be worth a new foot feed at about $60, $70 by the time the tax is on, or see if I could find a good used one out there somewhere. And then my sewing machine, it quit on me, and I think it's done. I know it's done. It was I got it about 25 years ago, and it was a 9006 Elna, and it has really worked hard over the years. And yesterday, the day before yesterday, I was sewing, and it would only sew a few inches and then stop, and I'd put my foot feed down again, and it would go another little bit and stop. And then yesterday morning when I went to start it up, nothing, absolutely nothing. And the screen was gone on it, so it's not worth fixing. I feel pretty sad about my machine, but anyway, I'll have to see what I can find. Now, my daughter brought me my granddaughter's sewing machine in, and it works well, but it doesn't have the features on it that my other one did. But I can manage with it. And that's all I can probably have today, but keep watching and keep subscribing to my channel, and check out my Etsy shop, and thanks for watching. Bye now.